You're going to keep letting us do this for a living. I'm not going to complain.
There you go, no doubt.
I mean,
Big stick in a hole.
you get to sing, we get to play.
There you go.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I agree.
It's a good relationship.
I agree.
Is this after all this time? Is this almost like, wow, CMAs again? Like old hat? Because you've been your career. Your first record came out, if I'm not mistaken, in '96. Because that was the first year that I was on the air. So 17 years later, we're both still doing this. And you look at it sometimes like, wow, has it been that long?
Yeah, I do. And I constantly say that, like, good for us. We're still
right,
here.
exactly, surviving. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. I mean, but do you look at it the same way that I do? And that is, you get a chance to see people you don't get a chance to see very often. You come into a room like this one. Because as artists, for instance, even more so, you're crisscrossing the country all the time. So it's not like you're home all the time and get a chance to see somebody that you might be friends with or something.
It's that. I mean, this means that you put all the radio stations in the same spot, and I don't have to go fly all the way around the country to talk to all of you.
Exactly.
So there's a piece of that, and just excited to always bring music. You know what I mean? I mean, you guys are the outlet.
Yeah.
So, but I get excited about that.
When you sit down and work on a record, do you consciously try sometimes to not do something that's too similar to something you've done before, or do you look at it? I mean, you're one of the artists that I can hear a song. Somebody can slide it in, not tell me who it is. As soon as I hear you sing, well, it's Gary Allan.
Right.
But are you that being the case? Are you conscious to not trying to sound sonically
Always.
the same way?
Always. I'm always trying to do something that I haven't done, just for me.
Mm-hmm.
So and when I do that, yeah. But I think no matter what, I was laughing about this the other day, talking about I could never sing in another genre because I would always sound very country.
Right.
And no matter what I do, is going to have that flavor just because of that.
What have you not done yet that you'd like to try at some point, musically anyway?
Music. You know what? I don't think there is anything. I mean, it's more when we get into a song and we start to record it. That's when I'll hear things that I've never done.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like going for something, there's nothing that I haven't at least tried to do.
What have you tried that you weren't necessarily happy with the outcome of? There's probably more than one, but
lots. There's lots of times when I think I've got something, and then you spend all kinds of time on it, and you just go, nope, that ain't it. And then there's times I've done this with swing songs. You've been in there, and the band's just not doing what you want them to do, and you just try to end it and not waste a lot of time.
Right.
You know what? We got that.
Right. Exactly.
Move on.
But have you
Keep it upbeat.
ever done something? When you're working on a record, have you ever done something that you did not expect to happen that you thought, hey, that's cool?
Oh,
where did that come from?
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that happens a lot. And then I think the styles of producing stuff is how far you chase those down.
Mm-hmm.
Working with guys like Jay Joyce, they'll chase the dumbest idea down to the nth degree, and then unwind. And they always end up using some of it. But it was very interesting to watch how far he would go to get a sound or a noise or whatever.
Does that drive you crazy sometimes? I mean, the perfectionism that some have.
No. In fact, I'm all about that, especially when you're making an album. In fact, he drove me nuts in the opposite way because it was the first time I'd recorded with him, and he does everything in his house. So there was like, bleeding through the walls of the drums and I felt like I was making a record with
in
no
somebody's,
money.
Somebody's basement,
at some college kids'
right.
dorm room
with a 4-track.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I was super nervous during the whole process until I watched him start to finish it, and then I got some confidence, and he's awesome. We all know he's awesome.
And then you hear the record and think, okay, that's a Gary Allan record. How did he do that in his house with the dryer going in the next room or something like that?
That's how you felt.
I mean, you get a couple. The Big Songwriter Awards are tomorrow night. Both of them, if I'm not mistaken,
yeah.
and ASCAPs are too, aren't they? Or they're both
nights.
Yeah, 2 different nights. Which one are you?
BMI.
Okay, which means you get a night off tonight.
Yep.
Yeah. What's a typical Monday night off at home like for you?
You know what? I cook like typical Monday night off.
Right.
I'm usually making dinner for like my friends and kids. I like to cook and drink wine at night.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the kind of thing that you would. Most people that would listen to the radio and hear Gary Allan on the radio or see you at a concert. We were just in our neck of the woods a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
See you in a concert would think, okay, that's the person I see on stage, without really, remembering that. Yeah, he's got a kitchen too.
Right.
He's got laundry to do.
Right.
Or kids to pick up from
It's
school.
just my job.
Exactly. And, you just don't necessarily stop to think. Yeah, he's sitting around in sweatpants watching football and making himself a pasta or something like that for dinner.
Dang right.
So, well, I hope you enjoy your night off tonight before you get or are you going to be at home tonight?
Yeah, I'll be home.
Good enough. And then tomorrow night you got to get it all duded up for another award show. And then Wednesday night, another award show.
Yep.
And then Thursday night,
I'll go to the
football.
Wednesday, yep.
Yeah, exactly. Well, enjoy the rest of your week. It's always great to see you, Gary.
Good to see you, man.